Chapter 37. The Reconciliation Meal, Joseph's Good Advice, and Cyrenius' Punished Curiosity. Childhood of Jesus, Gospel of James, spoken by Cyrenius. After this exchange, Cyrenius turned again to Joseph and spoke, "Good man, you need not to get so angry, for you must acknowledge that as a governor, I have the right to sound out a person to determine their state of mind. It must be clear to you that I have to take a closer look at people of your type than at those who insignificantly roam around like flies, and thus I could not spare you from such an interrogation, however much I would have liked to. You only need to look at the table that was rid of its decorations. I did not mean to insult you. On the contrary, it was a mark of honor that I looked upon you so meaningfully and spoke to you as is my right as governor. For look, I am only interested in learning the complete truth about your origin, because I regard you as very significant. And therefore, I deliberately had doubts about you, so that you had to fully reveal yourself to me. However, your language showed me that you are a person who cannot be deceived, and thus I require neither a second message from my brother nor a higher authentication certificate from anywhere else. For now, I see that you are a completely honest Jew. Tell me, is there a need for anything more than that? And Joseph spoke, "Friend, see, I am poor and you are a powerful lord. My wealth consists of my faith and love to my God, and complete honesty towards everyone. But you are, besides your loyalty towards your emperor, also very wealthy in worldly goods, which I do not have. If someone tramples on your honor, you still have the worldly goods. What is left to me if I lose my honor? You can buy your honor with the treasures of the world. With what can I buy mine?" Hence the poor man becomes a slave when he once loses his honor and freedom to a rich person. If, however, he has additional secret wealth, he can buy back his honor and freedom. You threaten to make me your prisoner. Tell me, would I have not lost all my honor and freedom? And was I not right to defend myself when I was confronted by you, governor of Syria and co-governor of the coast of Tyre and Sidon? Cyrenius spoke, "Good man, now I entreat you, let us entirely forget this incident. See, the sun is approaching the horizon. My servants have prepared a meal in the dining hall. Come there with me and fortify yourselves. For I have not asked for Roman food to be prepared, but for food that your people are permitted to eat. So follow me without ill feelings towards me. Now your friend." And Joseph, with Mary and the 5 sons, followed Cyrenius into the dining hall, and were astonished at the extent of the indescribable splendor of the dining hall itself, as well as of the magnificence of the tableware, which were, for the most part, made of gold, silver, and precious stones. However, as the splendid vessels were decorated with images of several pagan gods, Joseph spoke to Cyrenius, "Friend, I see that all your tableware is decorated with images of your gods. You already know the power emanating from my child. See, when I sit down at the table with my wife and her child, you will lose all your valuable dishes and pots in one instance. So I advise you to either place entirely undecorated dishes or very common earthware, otherwise I cannot vouch for your gold and silver. As Cyrenius heard this from Joseph, he became very frightened and followed Joseph's advice. The servants immediately brought the food in undecorated earthenware dishes and hid the golden and silver vessels. However, Cyrenius was gripped by curiosity and he wanted to know whether the child's vicinity to a magnificent gold goblet would have the same ruinous effects as the previous occurrence of the figures of ore. And in fact, Cyrenius had to pay for his curiosity with the sudden loss of the valuable goblet. After he lost his goblet, he was frightened and stood there as if he had received an electric shock. He spoke only after a while. "Joseph, you great man, you advised me well, and I thank you for it. I myself will be doomed if I move from this place until I understand from you who this child is that such power dwells in him." Here Joseph turned to Cyrenius and briefly narrated to him the whole story of the child's conception and birth. And Cyrenius, when he heard Joseph speaking about this in a firm voice, immediately fell before the child and worshipped him. And see, at that moment the destroyed goblet stood, having the same weight but without decorations, on the floor in front of Cyrenius. Cyrenius got up and now could not help himself, bursting into joy and bliss. To be continued.